Alright, here we go on our second quest. I took a look at the first one that we just recorded. Realized that the volume was way too high on the combat sounds. It drowns me out a little bit, which some of you will enjoy. I also realize I'm incredibly nasally sounding and have a bit of a sinus infection, so I'm breathing, doing the mouth breather thing, so that's really annoying to listen to, but oh well. This quest is going to be pretty similar to the last. Same concept, big group of enemies. Hopefully we immobilize them, chop them down. One thing we are going to struggle with is going to be the blades. The ring of blades is going to be a pain in the booty. I'm doing all these quests. They're just a one-shot, no editing, no taking anything out. So it's kind of a, you get what you get kind of thing. Maybe, maybe you won't gain anything out of it. Maybe you'll pick up a little something. I'm trying to do things differently here in the guild. I want people to get as much enjoyment out of the game as they can. So, yeah, I'm hoping that this will make things, this series will open up things for people, allow them to, I don't know, maybe bang out some lives more comfortably or achieve some kind of goal they want to get. Come on. But yeah, there's not going to be any editing, there's not going to be any voiceover or anything like that. Anybody not in the guild who's watching this right now, so we are post update 52. So we're already into the imbue pool style. One of the large, I think it was 52, whichever one it was that did the imbue styling. They've changed from the style of you have this one ability, it does this much damage, to the style where we have the dice pools, bonus imbue dice. So that's what we're seeing with the acid. Get extra dice here, or that's the different toggles. Picking up little dice here. We're going to pick up one more here. We'll pick up two more here. That'll turn into 4 when the power charge goes off there. And we'll grab some in epic, but they're scaling very well. And I've said this recently. I don't particularly like the imbue style when it applies to heroic. For example, like maybe a paladin or something like that, where instead of scaling off spell power, it scales off of melee or ranged. The only one that seems to work out quite well is the Inquisitor. It doesn't seem to suffer very much from scaling off ranged power. But generally speaking, you don't get a ton of ranged or melee melee power in heroics. So even though it probably scales harder for melee and ranged than it does for spell power, you can get a lot more spell power. Even though you have to require more, per point of scaling, it's much easier to get spell power. Get off me there, buddy. I'm not going out there. So I'm going to try and range kill many of these enemies as I can. Draw them to me because I don't particularly want to fight out there. Those blades are out there. Why don't we just do this? Turn on some healing now. I don't think there's an element that's going to be better for attacking these guys. It's going to be pretty resistant to most things. I really should have put taken the time to put a Ruby of Endless Night in this for the neg levels. And also, pretty quick, I'm going to get augmentation here that does the negative levels for being a vampire. Just helpful to chop things down sometimes. Ah, it's gonna land in the wrong place. Cool. So yeah, this scales off of spell power, which I pretty much am only augmenting at this point with a general potency item. Guess I'm so cool I don't need to wear rings around here. Hi. Hey. Yep, missed completely. It's really cool to get all these abilities. Even better if you use them effectively and actually hit things. Just a little tip from me. Whenever possible, you want to get out of line of sight. There's no reason to make it easier on them to snake you down or whack you. Ooh. Tough guy. For those who don't know, anytime you're able to immobilize something and make it helpless, you get more damage as well. So even though I use the dancing ball, which is, you know, great if they can't hit and kill me. These are the guys I don't like fighting, because the blades are right over there. So we're going to ask them to come over here. And they will. This, however, actually makes them helpless when they take increased damage. You can look at the main number, kind of see the extra damage there. Compared to when they're free like this and they're just taking... Get off me. Again, I apologize for the stuffy mouth breather. You know what? Feel so bad about it, I'll give you your money back. That was from my guildie. He's gonna make comments when he sees the video. Yeah, as you can see on Reaper, I really don't get much, but I really wasn't feeling like I was going to take a ton of damage. I felt like these little smaller numbers continually hitting me would top me off. And if this was running through my fighting, where it should be, it would have. Also keep in mind that if you use anything like the spell power boost here, before you throw spells like that, you know, you do get the extra bonus, you know, 30 universal spell power. A little note about spell power, for those again who may not know. I'm hoping many different people will see this and get something from it. There's a lot of people are confused about potency and universal spell power. I, to some degree, still confused by the way they're doing it, but it used to operate much differently. The way that it operates now is thus. Potency counts for everything. it even says here in the description, universal spell power, different thing. So potency is equivalent to whatever spell power you might have. Combustion, glaciation, anything. If I put on a ring right now that had corrosion 70, I wouldn't gain much, anything at all from this potency 63 because that base spell power I have 70 in. The insightful potency here and the quality potency would still stack on top of the item that I have. So instead of having 63, 31, and 8, I would have 70 for my other ring, 31, and 8. Now if my other ring had insightful potency 32, I would not gain anything from the potency here. The insightful being the same type as the other type, like types do not stack, so I would get my regular spell power from my ring, I would get my insightful potency, or spell power, from my ring or whatever item it was, but the quality would still stack, so on and so forth. Universal spell power from any source anywhere stacks with everything. Universal also applies to everything, like it will give you combustion and everything else, but it stacks with everything. Universal is totally it just stacks with everything. It's totally able to be stacked. So if I'm looking at this right here, if I have this ability, this one universal spell power, it's stacking with everything. So I actually have in any of my spell powers 63, 31, 8, and 1. If I look down here, this gives me 30 universal spell power. So it stacks. Doesn't matter what it is, it goes right on top. Universal always stacks. Potency is the one where you have to look and go, okay, what do I have of the same type? Let me see if I can find another example of what I'm talking about. I have exceptional nullification on this. So my nullification spell power is actually, because it's a different type, 63, 31 insightful, 8 potency, and 10 exceptional. Those all stack together. Now if you look at the bonuses here on the Adherent of the Mist, you'll see there's a 10 profane bonus to positive, negative, and so on. That profane, being typed differently, would stack, so I would have 63 and all those plus 10. And then any universal spell power. So that's you know, crash course on spell power and how it actually works now. Hey, somebody just ran out of spell components because they didn't follow their own rule and put their components here to be seen. Cool. Very, very cool. Ow. Hey, there's another group and I wasn't paying attention. Very, very cool. If you're stuck here in this corner, there we go. Hopefully this will clear and let me through here and that will stop the blades. And that is not going to happen. I have grossly miscalculated how many waves I've gone through. There we go. So now that the next area is open, there are no blades in here. So now I can theoretically draw people this way. And if I had left this going here, I could use it to funnel them through. Again, I'd rather have the helpless damage. use a dancing ball because it's, you know, it's always in place. Once we throw it for the duration, it can catch enemies, and we can then use whatever kind of additional CC we have. Yep, can't do that. Very dumb. Very, very dumb. I've kind of rushed into this light without really gearing properly, which I will pay for. As you can see, I'm not really taking shrines or anything. I'm pretty happy with, you know, being mostly melee. I don't spend a ton of spell points, so pretty happy with that. Just threw that on the Carnage Reaper. Shouldn't do that. Just got my spell interrupted somehow. Very not cool. Oh, no. I simply targeted the wrong people. Always stack up that helpless damage when you can. Helpless enemies do take extra damage from physical, you know, ranged or melee, as well as spell damage. If you fireball a group of enemies and they are helpless, they take more damage. Probably gonna run this character in Legendary Dreadnought because I like to be able to use the Dire Charge or Strike or whatever they call it now, because eventually that'll create stun and it'll give me another type of CC. Plus, you know, again, I'm mostly doing melee damage. Gonna rebuff. Just hit everything one time. Gonna avoid him going to these guys because they're more dangerous than he is. Kind of slowed from being in that. I don't want to go in there. She'll probably throw up a disco ball because these guys run with fear. Now, when you're finished here, you want to end this quest as soon as possible. Get your stuff and get out, because they will keep spawning even after you're gone. I'm gonna roll again. No. Then I get nothing. And out we go. We will catch you on the next one.